Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? Today I have some breaking news for you about the Xbox One controller, and the reason I'm doing this video is because we all fucking know that the Xbox 360 controller is pretty goddamn awesome. And yeah, I guess I believe this, and I think most people believe this, and I think Microsoft believes this, that the main reason that people buy an Xbox or a PS3 is the controller itself. And today's controller, it is pretty awesome, and it is held to the industry standard, as people say. A lot of people say that it is the industry standard of the best controller that you need, and the main reason why people choose an Xbox over PS3. And I think we can all agree on that. So today, just some really cool stuff that you need to know about the controller. And some of it you might be freaking out about right now because you think there's a lot of changes to it, but there's not. And that's the cool part about it, because what they said during their conference is that they actually changed 40 different technical and physical things to the controller. And whenever I heard that, I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be really different, and that it's going to suck. But it actually looks a lot alike, and I think a lot of it is all in the technical design. And I'm guessing that's what it is, because I can only see maybe 8 or 9 different things physically done to it. And trust me when I say this, before you freak out and get the gun, it's not very big differences to it. So yeah, to start off, I think I'll start with the physical functions to it, the physical differences. And one of the biggest things and the first things you notice is it kind of looks alien-like, and that's because right at the bottom where you rest the two ends in your hands, it bends in more, like it's in a sharp angle, so that your two fingers that sit on the inside, they actually feel a lot better there, and it sits more comfortably in it. And it's all this stuff, it's made so that you can have a better gaming experience and optimize it to the best of your as you can. And that's why number 2, Xbox the button, you know how it's usually right on top of the thumbstick, and the back and start are right in the middle of it. They actually moved it up now, so now it is over top near where the RB button is. But the RB button is a lot higher now compared to the Y. It's up on its own plateau, which cuts off from it, and that's where the Xbox button, the RB, the LB, R2 and L2, everything pretty much is the difference, is the same there. Same with Y, B, A, X, and both thumbsticks are the same. But two things that are different about this is the start and back button. They've actually changed because they don't have any words on it, and they have photos on it. And what some people are thinking it is the back button is the application changer, and so you can go through your applications and have different ones up at the same time. If you haven't watched my other video, I explain all about how you can have a bunch of applications up and your Xbox still works fine. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And moving on, so start is what people are saying is the menu setting. I don't know what the difference will be between that and the Xbox button itself, because right now that takes you to the menu. So that's just what people are saying. And the last difference that you can really tell about it is the D drive. Like, I know a lot of people don't use the D drive, and but when people do use it, it's actually a pain in the ass, because whenever you want to click, let's say you want to click on the right side, just use an example. If you want to get your noob tube out, you click on the right side of it, and what happens is whenever you click on this right side, since it's in a circular fashion, what you can do, you can hit it up and around in a circle sometimes by accident. Like, you'd hit it on the right, and then you'd hit the left side too, because it is a circle. What they have it now is they have it into the controller itself, so that there's no circle around it. It goes into it, so that whenever you hit it, you don't end up hitting the sides too. You just hit the one, which is actually pretty smart, and I can't believe it took them 9 years to figure that out. But yeah, honestly, that's mostly the physical sides to it. But now let's go to the technical sides, and there are a couple of them that are pretty cool about this. So let's start with the first one, the sensitivity. They actually changed it so that you can have a sensitivity difference on your controller itself, like a weight difference, you know. Like whenever you work out, there's resistance to it, right? Like, I think what they're saying is that there is a resistance in the thumbnail that you can change, so that whenever you press on it, it takes a little bit extra oomph to get it up more. move it to the side more, and that's gonna be sensitivity. So I don't know if they're gonna have with the new Xbox One games, if you're actually going to be able to have a sensitivity in-game setting, or if it's just gonna be like that. But that's just what I'm hearing. So number 2, and this one's really cool, is the weightless motion. What you can do is you can actually change the weight of your controller. And I'm not sure really, like I've never had a controller, like the weight's not really a big difference for me. But some people say that it helps them out. And a lot of controllers today that you buy that are like custom made, like SCUF controllers and stuff like that, they actually come with a weight changer on it too. So I don't know how they do it, and I don't see how it really helps, but apparently it does. And it's gonna be pretty cool to mess around with. But the last thing that I've really noticed with the technical change, and this one honestly has got to be one of the coolest things to me, is the battery. You know how you're in a game sometimes and your battery dies, and then you're like, fuck, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna get killed, and then you turn it back on, and then, well, maybe sometimes you'll die, but that doesn't really matter. But what happens whenever your controller keeps dying and you have to run downstairs in the middle of a game and to get some batteries, and you get all pissed off when you get back because you probably died a lot, and sometimes you're on a kill streak, and then you really get angry. But what happens with this is it's built into the controller itself, like it's integrated into it, so that you don't have to get batteries for it. And what I think is gonna happen is if you see some of the wireless controllers, like this is wireless but it's supported by a battery, right? And my PS3 controller, I have whenever I used to play it a lot, I actually had a custom controller made for it. And what I did was I'd stick in a USB into the drive itself, and that would be wirelessly connected to my controller, and that would make it so that I could play with it, and it would also give it the wireless motion and support it with battery function so that it wouldn't have to recharge. And what I think is going to happen is, instead of having to plug in the USB drive, what I think is they're going to have it so that it is built into the Xbox One itself, so that you, whenever you have a new controller, you can sync it up to it too, and then it will just automatically charge it. And I'm not sure how many it can charge at the same time, or if it even does that, but that's just honestly my opinion on it and what I think it is, because it is integrated, and I just wouldn't see a way of charging it unless they do that. But yeah, honestly, the color size difference, I've seen a black one, like a real black one, and then a dark teal blue color, which actually looks pretty cool. But one of the coolest ones I find is the silver. Like, it's not like a white, they don't have a white one, but it's like whenever you first got the Xbox in the first couple of years, they had a silver/gray one come out, and it was actually really cool, and I've never seen one since. But it's actually a real cool color. But yeah, I've only seen those 3 colors for it so far, but those are all really cool. And I guess that's all my news for the controller. I will keep you updated if any more comes out, because I know everybody cares about the controller, and you're probably not going to have a heart attack now because I told you this. But thanks guys for listening, and I'll see you all very soon.